Hi, today I'm going to make a shepherd's pie for you guys. Super easy, and I love it on the stove top. It just takes about 15 minutes, and then I put it in the oven to brown at the very end for about maybe 5-10 minutes. But I'm going to start it on the stove top for you and show you how to make that. I have 2 pounds of ground beef that I got on clearance at Kroger. This one was 99 cents. This one was $2, so $3 for my meat. If you need to defrost this in the microwave, don't forget to cut the ends off. They have little metal on them if you freeze it in the tube like I do, because I'm super lazy and I just kind of throw it in there. I let it sit overnight, and now it's ready to be cooked. So the pan, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil just drizzled in here. I'm then going to add 1 chopped up onion really fine. My son Max does not love onions, so we are going to do this for him. When you have 6 kids, it's hard to make everybody happy. Okay, and then we are going to brown this onion. Okay, once the onion is translucent, almost browned, you can add in a big scoop of garlic. I love garlic, so, you know, that's a lot, but there you go. I love it. You don't have to add that much if you don't like it. You can use fresh garlic if you have that. Ooh. You could use the powdered stuff if you don't have any of that in the house. Just some flavoring, just makes the meat taste yummy. And then to that, I'm going to add about 2 pounds of ground beef for my family. Even if you have a smaller family, you could still add more and have leftovers. That's always delicious. Shepherd's pie freezes great. Mostly the frosted hamburger. You could use ground pork in this. You could use ground turkey. You could use a mix. I bet adding some sausage to this will give it some great flavor, some chorizo. Like, if you want more onion, less onion, no onion, that's okay too. This is just how I make it. Now I'm going to season it with some salt and pepper. I put about 1.5 teaspoons maybe of salt in there, and some ground pepper. My kids do not love pepper, so I go a little bit light on that. Normally I would drain this if there was excess grease in the bottom, but there's not really. It's a little bit. So now I'm going to make a roux. To make a roux, you need oil and flour. So there's oil in my pan from the meat, and I'm just going to take about a couple tablespoons of flour, sprinkle that over my meat, and then we're just going to stir it in till it gets thick. And we'll add some chicken broth to that. If you don't have chicken broth, you can always use canned corn like I'm using, and use the juice from the canned corn, which is also delicious. It has flavor from being in a can. Or you can skip this step altogether and just add a can of cream soup that you might have in your pantry. I just don't buy that on a regular basis, so I don't have any. So this is just some chicken broth I had in my freezer. I'm onto my canned stuff now, and this is my last container of chicken broth. It was about a cup of chicken broth. That's the sauce. We're going to let that cook down for a little bit. Then I'm going to add 2 cans of corn, and I drained that first. Fun little fact about myself. When I first got married, I had no idea how to open a can without an electric can opener. I'd had an electric can opener my entire life. I had no idea how to use a manual one. And Dave had to teach me, show me how to do that. Didn't have any idea. Didn't know how it worked. We get most of our essentials from yard sales and Goodwill, and this needs a little bit more liquid. And an electric can opener just wasn't on the list, I guess. So I did find a manual one at a yard sale. For like a quarter or 10 cents or something ridiculous. Hey, now you're gonna top it, cook it down some more, top it with mashed potatoes. Don't forget to save your onion peels. You can throw those in the freezer and add them to stock when you do homemade stock. If you don't have one of these kitchen tools, run to Dollar Tree and grab yourself one. You need this tool. I love it. Now that the meat is done for the shepherd's pie, I need to make the potatoes for the top, and I do that in my Instant Pot. I take all the potatoes and I wash the skins and I throw them in the Instant Pot. I add a cup of water and I cook them for about 15 minutes. And here I am scooping out the insides of the potatoes. I'm going to save the outside and make another meal with those of potato skins. So you can see me scooping out here all the soft flesh on the inside and saving the potato skins for another meal. And now I like my potatoes whipped, not necessarily just mashed. So I use a hand mixer to do that. And I'm going to add some butter, some sour cream, and a little bit of milk to these to get them nice and creamy and smooth and delicious. Also, you want to season your potatoes really well. Potatoes can take a lot of salt, so make sure you taste them. Definitely add seasoning, a lot of salt, some pepper, maybe even some garlic to the top to get them yummy for the top of the shepherd's pie. You want each layer to be seasoned and delicious. You see my reduced sticker on the milk. I'm sure there's a reduced sticker on the back of that sour cream. And that's what they look like now. I think I made the perfect amount of mashed potatoes to go on top of this shepherd's pie mix in the bottom. I'm just gonna scoop it on here and smooth it out on the top. And then this whole pan can go in the oven. So I'm gonna put on a layer of cheese as well. Pop it in the oven on 350 for about 10 minutes. Don't leave it in there too long. It gets a little too done. I think on this day we might have left it in a little bit longer than we meant to. I do love this pan though. And now I'm going to stick these potato skins on a cookie sheet and stick the cookie sheet in my freezer until the potato skins become hard, totally frozen. And then I'm just going to take them off the cookie sheet so I can reuse the cookie sheet, put the potato skins in a gallon bag, and put the gallon bag back in my freezer to store them long term. Then when you want to make potato skins, you just take a few out, throw some cheese on the top, a little bit of bacon bits, and pop them in the oven to cook. I think I do the potato skins on about 350 to 400 degrees. I spray them with a little bit of cooking spray or drizzle a little oil on them, cook them for about 5 minutes. Add some bacon and cheese, and then put them back in the oven for another 5 minutes till the cheese melts, and they come out delicious. They're there in the gallon bag, and they're going to go back into my freezer for storage. Okay, this is what the shepherd's pie looks like when it comes out of the oven. Like I said, I think we left it in there a little bit longer than normal this time we made it, but it's still delicious. And I hope you guys give it a try. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. More videos are on the screen for you to choose from. And if you'd like to subscribe, please press the button in the middle. Thanks so much. I'll catch you in the next video.